Okay, we're trying again. I think I figured it out. Happy day 5. What a mess. I'm telling you what. It's Sunday. My hair isn't washed. I'm a little bit tired, but we're going to do it. It's Readers in the Making, day 5 of the 31-day YouTube challenge. And I'm talking all about from reluctant reader to enthusiast today. Hope you stick around. If you made it this long, you're here. Welcome to Readers in the Making, the live show where we celebrate the magic of books and the joy of helping kids grow as readers. Whether you're a teacher, a parent, or just someone who loves fostering a deep, lifelong love of reading, you're in the right place. Each week, I will dive into actionable tips, creative strategies, and inspiring stories to help you nurture confident, curious, and excited readers, one page at a time. I'm Trina Debery, your host and biggest cheerleader in the journey of building readers. So grab your coffee, your notebook, or maybe even your favorite book, and let's get ready to inspire the next generation of readers. And hey, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Let's dive in. Okay, so from reluctant to enthusiastic. That's what we're talking about today. I'm sorry about this technical problem I'm having. I'm telling you, by day 31, you're going to be amazed. So I think part of it is that I have the video also set up on my website. And so that was like, that tab is open. So it just automatically started playing. I don't know why it like keeps repeating at that point, but that's okay. I'm going to figure it out. All right, so we're talking about reluctant to enthusiast. I want to tell you a story. This is going to be a short one today. I'm going to admit that I'm very tired today. On day 5, I got to get over the hump. All right, so I have a story. While I was teaching second grade, actually, it was a year that I was doing remediation for the whole entire second grade level, or not level, second grade, whatever. And I was trying to help like bridge the gaps that some kids were having and helping them love reading, but also helping them to be able to decode words and to understand what they're reading and to read fluently, all the aspects of reading. And I had quite a large number of people from the grade level. We had 13 second grade teachers. So I did get to keep my own classroom, and I had them come, they were in and out during the day, and it was kind of magical. I was working on getting my master's in educational technology and media design at the time. And so it was like all of this study on multiple intelligence, Howard Gardner's multiple intelligence, and it was just so fascinating. And I took all the cool things that I was learning and doing, and I did it with the kids. One of the things that we did was I actually worked with Apple on a project. What was it called? Project-based learning. So I created a question, started with a question. How do you transform apathy into engagement? So I had my second graders with low confidence, my second graders who didn't feel like confident, strong readers because there was some area of reading in which they were struggling. And also they didn't like it. They didn't love reading. But that changed. That totally changed. That was always my number one goal in every single class that I ever had, every single media center I've ever been in, anything, anytime, it's been the love of reading. So that was a huge focus. And it worked. They came so far, and it was such a great experience. So we did that project-based learning. We asked that question, and these kids had to come up with, how we were going to research, was it actually a problem? And yes, it is. Was it a problem? And how were we going to solve this problem? So one of the first things we did is we conducted a survey, and we went to a kindergarten class, and we asked them questions. Like, we brainstormed questions that we were going to ask to determine if they were apathetic about reading or if they actually truly loved reading. So I'm watching them, like my second graders, I'm watching them partnered with kindergartners, asking them, they've got their clipboards. Actually, I don't even think they had clipboards. They might have had clipboards, but we were using a lot of technology. So we were using um, did I have iPads yet? I don't think I did have iPads yet, but we did use the Google Forms. And so they were, doing all this stuff. And I came across a kindergartner that I have never seen a child so apathetic about reading. It's like she was like, I don't read, I don't like reading, I hate reading. I mean, just almost angry about it. And I remember thinking, whoa, like this child really hates reading. Like, does this, I didn't even know this existed, especially in a 5-year old. And so I'm sitting there and I remember thinking, I am totally going to get this student. This kid is going to be in my class one day. Like, I just knew that I was supposed to have this child. And at the time I was like, oh, she's going to, like, I have to convince her, and oh, it's going to be such a challenge, and on and on. Anyway, we went on and they determined that there were kids with that were apathetic. We ended up doing all these different things to help with that. One of the main things we did was have a book party, and we invited them to our classroom, and we decorated, and we had balloons, and we had books everywhere, and we had big books, and Mo Willems, and we had Kevin Henkes, and we had Patricia Polacco books, and we had just all kinds of books that would be exciting for kids. Maybe not Patricia Polacco for kindergarten, but it was very exciting. And it was just fully decked out. There was music, there was comfy spots. There was, I had a big boat that they could read in. I had a couch in my classroom. There was a tent. We had all these places. Kids were just everywhere. It was amazing. It was such an incredible experience. I actually need to post those because I do have permission to use those pictures. I need to post those. I need to find those, get those back out and post those because it was so cool. Book parties is a huge way to motivate apathetic readers, FYI. Anyway, so all that's over. Year goes on. Next year, I get a grant, 1-to-1 iPads. Everybody's doing their thing. The next year, guess who I get in my classroom? And the very first night at open house, in walks this child who was in the kindergarten class who hated reading. And I was like, all right, this is it. This is my chance to turn an apathetic reader into an enthusiast. And you know what? It worked. So I told her when I first met her, I remember you, and I know you don't like reading. And she's like, I don't like reading. And I'm like, I am going to change your mind. And she was like, no. And I said, oh, yes. I'm like, just wait. I'm going to change your mind. It is my personal challenge to change your mind. And she was so stubborn, and she did not want me to change her mind. But you know what I did? I did change her mind. And this is just a few ways that I did that. I did really powerful read alouds. I used all kinds of voices, and I intrigued her, and I know she couldn't help herself. And I started off with Mo Willems' Trixie books. I love Trixie. Knuffle Bunny, the Knuffle Bunny books. I shouldn't call them Trixie books because it's really Knuffle Bunny. It's Knuffle Bunny 2, and Knuffle Bunny Free. They're the best. So that was what I started with. I did book studies, or book genre studies. I did actual author studies. I did celebrations around books. Every time we finished a unit of study, we celebrated. We had book parties. I gave them books as Christmas gifts. I had book orders. It was magical. And by the end of the year, she said, you did it. And I said, I know. And she was like, I like reading. And I'm like, I love that you like reading. And what a wonderful, wonderful story that was for me and for her. Most importantly, what a gift for her, because I knew that I just had to unlock the stubbornness. I had to unlock the love of reading because it's inside of us. We just have to find the right books for kids. We have to find the right experiences for kids. We have to show how it's relevant in their lives, whether that's like making something with a recipe, or whether that's reading the directions for their favorite video game, or whatever it is that unlocks it, because it's in there. It's in all of us. So that's one of my stories of transforming a reluctant reader into an enthusiastic reader. And I would love to know how she's doing these days, because she's likely in college or maybe even out of college at this point. Who knows? All right. So my goal with this channel is to help provide short, quick little tips. I've gone a little late, but that's because I had technical difficulty. Hopefully you hung in there. And if you didn't even see that and you're like, I don't know what she's talking about, that's all right, because, you know, it happened. So I'm hoping that with Readers in the Making, that together we're building a more confident and joyful reader, one page at a time. See you next time.